Oops. You gotta love it, don't you? Yeah, well. Oh, well.
You wouldn't
Go ahead and say it.
At least you hit. Yeah, at least you hit live, right?
Yeah, he did. This time.
I did. Can't get everything right all the time. And let me see.
We're doing it live. Fuck it. We're doing it live. Fuck it.
Yep. Yes. What's going on? We got everybody here today, and glad to have you guys all here. Everybody in the chat, please make sure you share this out on your favorite social media websites, so on and so forth. Let me look and see right here. Yeah, but I'm here barely with a voice, but we'll get through it. And we're going to go around really quick, get everybody to give you who they are, what they're doing, all that fun stuff. And yeah, so we're going to start right here to my proverbial stage left. And it will be Geiskar. Tell everybody about yourself.
Well, Geiskar from the Basco Scenario. You can catch me on my channel every Wednesday for the Hangout. And I just dropped a new show called Wait, What? Just did a show yesterday with my man 36. Talk about gaming, talk about politics. A little bit more serious topics. So yeah, check it out.
Very good. Up next, Dandelion. Tell them about yourself.
Hello, I'm Dandelion Fluff, and I don't have a channel. I just sometimes show up here. That's it.
All right. Up next, Eli, the high science guy. Eli, who tell everybody about yourself, please.
I happen to be Eli Who, and I have a show that's about astronomy, astrophysics, science. Nothing like magic, but it's actually real. Science. And do some parody videos every once in a while. If you want to find me on Twitter, but the handle's down on the bottom before the AKA part. That's all I can think of right now.
Okay. Shellback.
In case any football fans are out there, it's 17-14. 49ers are winning, by the way.
Okay. Shellback, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Shellback, and I'm a turtleholic.
Wrong stream.
Oh,
This
sorry.
is not Tinder, dude.
What?
This is not Tinder.
Damn it. Okay,
Swipe
well, I'm
right,
out.
man. Swipe left. Swipe left.
Anyway, hello, everyone. Happy to be here. Kind of.
Kind of. Well, fine. You know what? Why is it within the first 5 minutes of each show I had to do this? All right, guys. That's your warning.
You didn't have to do that. You just wanted.
Well deserved.
Didn't hurt.
How long were you in the pit?
Seconds. He didn't even make it there. It spit him out. Said, fuck this. God, I don't like turtles.
What is with all of the bots lately? Ridiculous.
I don't know. Austin likes playing Rocket anyway.
Number one, tell everybody about yourself, please.
Number one here. You can find me on my channel, number one. Or I definitely do not do a number two.
Gotcha.
That's
Interesting.
But if you got to, you got to.
Different kind of stream. That would
like
be
the
really
Golden Showers.
Mm-hmm. All right. Last but not least, Jason Lee Tucker. Tell everybody about yourself, please.
What's going on, everybody? Jason Lee Tucker Statement. Check out my channel, Jason Lee Tucker Statement. Friday nights, me and Austin Nader after 11 o'clock do a show, late night snack. We talk about Peacemaker, Boba Fett, what's going on in movies, maybe some good old wrestling. Sunday nights here. And on Wednesday night over on Basco's channel at 8 o'clock, the Hangout. Me, Danny, Austin Nader, G Major, Chris, a couple others. We talk about Boba Fett, what's going on with Spider-Man, different things. Got a couple of new shows coming out probably in the next few weeks. Check them out. Thanks, Chris. Come on.
Awesome. All right. I am Chris Knight. Real Review 3000 is my channel. ADHD for YouTube. Basics of it. let's get on with the show, guys. Make sure you share out the stream, smash that like button, all that good stuff. Let's start with Geiskar. Overall thoughts, please.
Oh, this was a great episode of The Mandalorian. I have my little things about it, but overall, I really enjoyed it.
All right. Dandelion.
It was fine. To be honest, it was fine. I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, even as a Mandalorian episode, it wouldn't have been my favorite. But I mean, there's some interesting things that seem to be emerging from the murk. So I'm enjoying the show. It's just they just seem to need more focus. Lacking in focus would be my overall thought. But anyway, I digress for now.
Okay. Very good. Elihu.
You guys know how I feel about filler episodes, and this is a filler episode, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Shellback.
This is the way that Boba Fett should be acting. I mein, Din Djarin is more Boba Fett than Boba Fett.
Okay. All right. Number 1.
Yeah, I might as well just change the title of this series to, Missing in Action or something like that, I guess.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. All right. Jason Lee.
It was a really good 50-minute episode, but I mean, it really killed the Boba Fett show. It's a good. Hey, we got this great show coming called The Mandalorian, season 3 coming out in December or January, depending on what happens with the production. But for Boba Fett, it pretty much killed the series because we needed that extra episode, because we only got 2 left, so had enough. Did not help this series at all.
Shit.
Truths. That is true.
I would say that I think that yes, the Book of Mando in this case. It's kind of a little perplexing why they went this route. I will say though, if you're not going to give us a good Book of Boba Fett, setting us up for season 3 of The Mandalorian and giving us a lot of what might happen in Mandalorian and all the exposition right now, and at the same time introducing Mandalorian back into the Book of Boba Fett, that's good. I think it at least does something with this episode where I was really worried that it was going to be more of a slow, mistimed episode. So let's start with Jason Lee and talk about what we liked. Jason, what did you like about this episode?
The episode was really good. Like I said, it was a real good a good preview of what we're going to see probably in Mando 3. They showed the dark saber where he is trying to figure out how to use it correctly, and he goes back to the other Mandalorians there, and the what's her name? She then that was cool. The whole thing. When he whooped those the bulldog guys, bulldog aliens. That's what we was expecting on Boba Fett to do. He went there, he cut one guy in half, he beheaded the leader, the guy he was bringing the bounty on. You see, he burned himself. He didn't know how to wield that sword, the dark saber correctly. So he went there, and they told him about it. He has to control the dark saber and all that. And it was really cool where he got his new ship, and where he went outer space and seen the Rangers. He took off and in the canyons and stuff. It was a little long. It was that's what I said. It has a really good scenes, and it was a good preview episode. That's all I can say about it.
Okay. Let's go to number one. Number one, things you liked about the episode.
It was a okay Mandalorian episode. But yeah, that's about it, pretty much.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to say though? Nothing? No? I don't have to. I'm just asking.
No.
Very good. Shellback, what did you like?
Well, like I said, it was a kind of a nice action-packed little deal. I didn't know that we'd be like kind of watching an episode of like a Halo game, but that was kind of cool. And even though she's annoying to some people, we got to see the mechanic lady again. She cracks me up. But I good on her. I mean, I didn't know that she was like into Jawas, but hey,
She says furry.
Just
What do you
because they're
think is
short,
the
man, doesn't
furry
mean
part. Do you think the whole thing is furry? Like, are we talking like furry parts?
It's cousin it.
But like the parts are furry?
Why are you worried about that?
I'm just curious. I'm a curious soul.
Mhm.
That's all I'm
Mhm.
saying.
Guys, Gar, what do you think? I think it's a little more than curiosity there.
Yeah, I think so too. Man.
Facts.
Okay.
I'm curious about a fuzzy part.
Curiosity killed the cat. That's what makes you get licked.
No.
Anything else,
No.
Shell?
not right at this moment.
All right. Elihu, go ahead.
I am continuing to love the cinematography and the sound. I just realized that I looked at it this morning that the Book of Boba Fett has actually got some nominees for awards for the sound as well. Especially the music, when they have certain scenes in music, like the fight scene at the opening when he was in the meatpacking industry, the fight scene, the music, it went perfectly with each class of the sword. You have the boom, the sword, boom, the attack. I love how they actually choreographed that. And the 2-minute long shot in the elevator. No, when you get a long shot on a TV show or a movie, you get a panel cut there, panel cut there. No, they built 3 different sets, so it's one continuous long shot of a handheld camera. I love that, and the fact that he's actually not showing weakness when he's around people. If you actually look, I watched the scene twice. You go back, that scene right there. When he's around people, he's covering his leg, but when he's by himself, he's limping. He's like, he doesn't want to show weakness. He's like, this is who I am. You can't really see who I am. I did like the callback from Rebels with the training of the Dark Saber. How it has to be held and everything. The Vespar spear thing, but I got turned into armor. I love the lore. How Vespar is not supposed to use as a weapon, but his armor itself is protection. I love that part. The fight scene between I forgot the big old guys, Favreau's character, how he challenged him, like, okay, I know this is going. As soon as I saw him, I'm like, yep, I agree with Danny. He's gonna challenge him. I just knew that with that little expression in the music, music there. Let's see what else. Amy Sedaris, yes, that's her name. Amy Sedaris, the repair woman. She is funny as shit. I like her character. It's not too Star Warsy. It's not too Star Trekky. She just is herself. And the way she does these words, the way she was talking Jawa. I mean, that was kind of funny. That was an impromptu Jawa speech she did.
She could speak frog as well. Remember, she could speak frog.
Yeah. Those sounds basically, yeah, this is like, the script's like, make Jawa talk. So she was basically doing Jawa talk. She made a little language for herself. I like the part with when they're building the ship, it was not a montage scene, because when you get a montage scene, you get the music, you get the interaction. No, it was building the ship, having a conversation. It wasn't a total montage scene. Let's see. Sorry, what?
I said, but you need a montage.
Yes, you do.
Okay, one other thing. The classic callback to George Lucas's love for muscle cars. The nitro button. Come on, who didn't love the nitro jump when he got away from the fighters after his little cruising to the canyon? I love that part. The way this show is actually going right now, well, with this episode I can't judge it, but I love how the show is actually going, but they need to actually concentrate more on Boba Fett, and I'll get to that with my little dislike parts. But overall, I love the cinematography of this episode. I love the action sequences. Finally, it wasn't a one-on-one fight. You can actually tell when those guys were actually trying to go two-on-one. Thank you for not doing a one-on-one fight. We can concentrate on the main guy. No, a fight's a fight. They're actually finally getting better at this.
And a lion. What'd you like?
Overall, I liked the whole episode in general. There were things that I don't like. I liked the new little ship that Mando got, but I don't know why we had to get the greased lightning style, putting it all together kind of scenario. I mean, honestly, if they'd broken out into song and started talking, like singing about it, I would not have been surprised. But again, I might have even liked it better if they had done that, because I do enjoy some jazz hands. Exactly. I liked the ship. Mando's a cool character. I like the armorer. She's really cool. I liked the way that they moved some overall plot along, like overarching stuff going on. Like, obviously there's going to be some trip to Mandalore, and maybe Boba will be going along for that at some point. Anyway, yeah, I'm trying to think what else I liked. I haven't seen it in a few days, so I don't exactly remember everything that went on. I do like the mechanic lady too. She actually was in an earlier episode. You saw her walking past in the background. I think it was the first episode or the second episode. Anyway, Guy Scar, I will let you take over, since I don't think I have anything particularly compelling to say other than that.
Okay. Go ahead, Guy Scar.
Sure. So I have to say the first 25 minutes is the best part of this whole episode. Starting with, the whole battle scene in the beginning. The whole action scene, him using the Darksaber, him cutting everybody, his ruthlessness. It was good to see some good fight scenes. Him fighting, then going to find the armor, collecting his bounty. It was all great. The history, the tie-ins to, again, we talked about this on the other shows, the tie-ins to Rebels. This episode also tied into the prequels, with the Nubian One Fighter, the Nubian One Fighter flying around a Beggar's Canyon. That's all tying all those things together. That's what made this episode good.
Guy Scar.
But it was yes.
Sorry, I hate to interrupt you, but did you notice the part when he was going through the canyon? The ramp was never fixed. That Anakin broke. It's still broken.
No, I did not notice that, actually.
Yeah, it's the same canyon, same ramp, but the ramp is broken. The one that Anakin did. It wasn't fixed. Continuity. I love that.
I also like the
what
Womp
now?
Rat. The Womp Rat was cool.
What did you say, Elihu? No.
Continuity. I love it.
About what?
The ramp. On Phantom Menace, when Anakin was doing the pod race and going through Beggar's Canyon, he went up the ramp and broke a gate. The gate is still broken. It's never fixed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right.
Sorry, Guy Scar.
What did I like? I'm sorry, Guys. Sorry. Yeah. Do you have anything else?
No, it's good, man. Go ahead.
Okay. Again, I like the fact that they put this in instead of giving us something where we're sitting there at the end of it going like, well, what the hell? What are we doing? It makes sense to introduce him. Then there'll be some stuff I mentioned and what I didn't like. That I can fix some of this, but I really liked that they brought the Darksaber into it. As far as I know, he left with it, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay. It's weird that he left with it. I guess it's because the armorer figures that since he still technically won that fight, that the other guy can't have it. whether or not this guy's considered a Mandalore. I do like the fact that they've fixed a lot of problems for season 3. Even if you lose Pedro Pascal now, you never have to worry about it because they can get somebody that sounds like him, and they basically wrote into the fact that he won't take his helmet off again.
Maybe.
Well, I don't think he will because now he's worried. It's like, oh shit, I messed up. Because they also separated out that this is kind of like, and I said it earlier in the first roundtable, that this particular sect of Mandalorians is more like Amish, and Bo-Katan's group is more like Mennonites. This very close to what they do and what they believe, but very big differences, such as the Amish don't use electricity. They don't allow their pictures to be taken, things like that. And then Bo-Katan takes off her helmet, and they actually think that Bo-Katan and her family is the reason why Mandalore fell. So I liked a lot of that stuff. I did like the whole bringing the Naboo fighter into this. It ties the galaxy together. It's a cool thing. The whole Bigger Canyon thing, all that was cool. The callback to Mandalorian season 2, I think it was, when he stopped by the Rangers. All that. It was really nice to watch. And again, if you're not positive, or if you don't need to waste that episode, or you can't give us an episode that moves the story along, at least they did this. I think that's at least recognizing that, hey, we can spend some time and do a lot of good for us by kind of kickstarting season 3. Hey, people are asking about season 3. Let's kickstart it, show this, do all this. I think that was a great move on their part. So let's get to dislikes. Start with you guys, Scar. Dislikes, please.
What I disliked on it was basically the fact that this episode hurt the whole franchise, the whole Boba Fett franchise. It just goes to show that how can you have a show and not have the main character in the episode at all? It defeats the purpose. You can't call it the Book of Boba Fett and not have him at all in the show. I think that they should have cut, the whole transport scene, and they should have cut the whole pimp my starfighter scene and have at least Boba Fett be there with Fennec. At least that would have been something, but I find that hurt the whole thing. What I didn't like was exactly those 2 points. That I find the whole him in the transport scene with the whole giving up his weapons. I just found it very long for no apparent reason. For me, it didn't make any sense to me why they had to have that scene. It was cool. You got to see the transport and all that and the space dock. And also the whole scene with the pimping the starfighter. Like, it was too long. It was nice, but I found it too long.
It was like Grease, right?
No,
Grease
it didn't
lightning.
Like Grease. I just remember Pimp My Ride. That's what I
Grease
thought.
lightning.
Yeah. So that's pretty much. I think that those things hurt it, and the fact that Boba Fett wasn't in this episode a lot hurt the whole series.
Okay. All right. Dandelion.
Yeah, that was sort of my thing. It's like a lack of focus in the show. I don't have an issue with them like giving an episode where we have some Mandalorian and we focus on what's going on with him, but they could have done it a lot more tightly. Like, it didn't have to be quite so involved. Like, it seemed like a more involved episode than we've had as far as any of the episodes of the Boba show have been, really. And it seems it's just, I mean, I'm assuming there's like a reason, like that the ship actually is going to be really important or something, and that's why they spent so much time on it. But some people are saying that perhaps that Boba Fett will end up with the Darksaber because he's more of a leader, like he's growing into like more of a leadership role than a like kick some ass and don't take names kind of role. So he's moving into like a different place, and that he's done more like, you know, awesome things in his past, you know, riding mythosaurs and things like that, that sort of set him up for a more epic ending. Whereas, you know, the Mandalorian is maybe in a different place, and maybe he'll end up like not working for, but like kind of like Fennec, where he sort of throws in with Boba Fett. Like when they had those episodes with the three of them last year, like for Mandalorian, they were really good episodes. I mean, there was a really good chemistry between the three of them, and Boba Fett definitely acted very much like a leader in those ones as well. Like he really was, you know, he sort of helped set plans together and bring it all together. So it just seems like maybe they're going in a different direction. But again, like I said, it just doesn't seem focused for a show that's only going to have 7 episodes. We've had very, very little to do with what the actual show is going to be. Like, I don't know if it's just going to like carry over onto, you know, into the Mandalorian season, and this like war is going to be continuing. It just seems very unfocused. They did seem to spend an awful lot of time, when I think if it was just an idea of getting the Mandalorian to throw back in with Boba Fett, I think they could have done that a lot more simply. And there's still like, they kind of generated a few more plot holes as well, with them like not demanding that the Mandalorian turn in his armor, that he left with not only his armor, but new chainmail for Grogu and the dark saber. I mean, he took it all with him, right? I mean, yeah, he defeated that other guy, but he could have, like, but the armor was defeating him. So I don't know. It's sort of very up in the air what's going on there. Like I said, I can only assume maybe they're going to end up on Mandalore at some point, and that will be a thing. But I don't know. Maybe they will end up with him just ditching the helmet and going more the Boba Fett route. Don't know. Anyway, like I said, it's the lack of focus that kind of bothers me on this one. I'm good. That's it.
Okay. All right, Elihu, dislikes.
This episode did very, 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 very little to advance the storyline of the Book of Boba Fett. Maybe 1% of it, just the very, very end of it. If you're going to have an episode, the show's called The Mandalorian. Then we have the chapter, Book of Boba Fett. I mean, I don't see the problem about a main guy coming back to help out the subplot of the new protagonist. Not a whole episode about this guy. Come on. When we're done with the flashbacks, this is another version of their current version of a flashback. I do not like that. This is not The Mandalorian season 2.5. This is the Book of Boba Fett, Disney. Hello. Oh, and of course, Disney always does bad sci-fi science. I'm like, the half-Dyson sphere? Come on. There's no atmosphere of pressure. Doesn't anybody realize there's something called handrails to keep somebody from falling off? I mean, there's no handrails in the fight. I'm like, come on. Even Seth Father made fun of that. I agree. There's never any handrails. I did not like the fact that they trolled us when the armorer wrapped the chainmail in the shape of Grogu's head. That was a troll move.
Yeah,
Hello?
that was pretty cheesy.
That was a troll move. I mean, is that armor supposed to help him protect against Kylo when he attacks the temple? We don't know.
Yeah.
The whole.
When you say that, you would think that the armor would be like, I'm not making something for him. It's like she says, you know, they're supposed to cut all connections. So then she's like, oh, you know what? Here, I'll help you by doing this and this. That Beskar or Beskar. The Beskar is meant for Mandalore.
Gaiskar? What? Gaiskar?
Yeah, Gaiskar, Beskar.
It's kind of a combination of Gaiskar and Basco.
Exactly. The Beskar is meant for Mandalore, and that is what he's done with all of it. And now he asks her to take it and change it. Oh, give me a little bit for okay. I get that.
Well, it's not that. The reason why is the spear is meant in Mandalore. Beskar is not meant for weapons; it's meant for armor.
For armor. Yeah,
but
that's
still,
why they made armor for a
she's giving him armor for someone who is not Mandalore.
An enemy.
This is before. This is before. Well, remember, it was all honorable because he was responsible for the child, right? And remember, he went to see her when he had the child, and it was part of his mission as a Mandalorian to finish his mission.
Yeah, but his mission's over. His mission's over.
I get that.
I agree with
still,
Shifty. Grogu is a foundling, so
it's basically that's exactly.
All right.
But anyway, sorry, I didn't cut you off.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The part about his removing his weapons in the argument, he got kicked out from the Order of the Mandalorian, but his argument is like it's part of a religion. And the droid is like, well, play with this. Okay, Jedi, lightsabers, that's part of their religion. How would they argue against that? That whole part was stupid as fuck. I'm sorry. Arguing against that was stupid. And basically, the crowded transport ship and the crowded area, who the hell wants to go to Tatooine? Remember what Luke said in New Hope? It's the farthest place from everywhere. You don't want to be there. Who wants to go to Tatooine? It's not that popular. And I do not like the idea that Jawas are now furry. Think about it. You got a hairy creature covered in a robe in a desert planet. Yeah, that's going to work.
The whole thing is furry. I think only parts are furry.
Is that something we're supposed to imagine ourselves, or is that just you down the line? Because I know you got a fetish like Amy, so hey.
I think.
Oh, Chris! Woohoo!
I think she likes it au natural.
It's a little more than all natural.
She's stuck in the 70s.
If you can braid it, there's a problem.
Okay.
Yes.
I just saw my train of thought for a second. Thank you, Deadline Fluff. Oh my gosh.
All right.
What the hell was the point of him acknowledging that kid when he was test flying it? I didn't know that kid would be on that exact same ship. What was the point of? What was the whole entire point of that little part?
It was a winky dink.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, this episode did very little lacking for the continuation of the chapter of Boba Fett.
Yep.
It would have been a hell of a lot better if previous episode Fennec Shand says we need some muscle. Then she goes around recruiting people.
Yes, that's what I thought it would be.
How the hell did she know that he was on the planet? Yeah, I know Boba has people as lookouts, but how the hell did she know? Like, we need some muscle. Oh, wait, hey, Mando's here. Yo. How the hell did that happen?
I mean, and it sounds like there's going to be another throwaway episode next week if he goes to get Grogu.
No, I don't think Grogu's going to be in this. If they're going to play in a flashback episode, they're going to play on the flashback part. I say that maybe Mando's fleeting reflection, he'd be like a little faded dream memory of Grogu. Not him in the episode. Like, I'll be happy if they do like a faded thing of Grogu. Like, hey, this is what happened here. I remember you. Yeah, I miss you, kid.
But didn't he say at the end of the episode that he had to go do something first before he could join in with Boba Fett?
He says
he has to go deliver the chainmail, right? He has to go deliver the armor.
Yes, but they don't have to show that. They can go, he's doing okay. No, because when Fennec told Boba about told Mando they need help, who's it for? Boba Fett. He's like, oh, it's on the house. Like, yeah, he got his back. He understands him, so he doesn't have to go and explain everything. It was like, yeah, oh, how's the kid? Okay, get him his mail. Yada yada yada. What do you need? What do you need, Boba? Then they just do a little flashback of Grogu, like a memory thing. Like, I remember the kid. I'm gonna go see him again someday. Yeah, do not have another episode of Grogu.
I don't know.
I do not want to see that. I love Grogu, but I do not want to see another episode of Grogu.
Oh, he's going to be in next week, and I bet you he's talking.
Anything else?
I'll probably think of something else. Dandelion Fluff made me lose that train of thought with that furry finish.
All right, Shell.
I broke Eli too.
Oh shit!
All right, Shell, go ahead. What did you not like?
Well, I still think that the helmet shtick is stupid, because they are more like the original Mandalorian thing with the it's you don't have to be born on Mandalore, it's it's a way of life, it's an attitude or whatever, but just because you take your damn helmet off when you're around, someone else, that doesn't make you less of what you are, you know. So I just, the continuation of that, I think it's freaking stupid. You know, he's not any less Mandalorian whether he's got the damn helmet or not. But and the ship, you know, I like, you know, I like the freaking you know, Naboo fighter. But where the fuck is he gonna put his bounties?
Never mind, you said it. I was going to say that. Never
You know?
mind.
He's gonna strap him on the hood like a moose.
Either that, or he's just gonna have to start decapitating everybody, you know, and throw the head in the little, you know,
Maybe he can
in
get
the
a
little,
U-Haul trailer to tow behind it.
you know, the empty astromech droid space. You know, he just pops the top and, you know, throws the lid in there like, you know, or throws the head in there like, you know, it's a fucking trash can or something.
I think that's the hint that he's not going to continue bounty hunting.
But he's a bounty hunter. That's what he does. That's what he knows. That's who he is. So.
Maybe he's going to do something.
You know, at the end of the fight, where, you know, the armorer asked him if he's ever taken his helmet off. To me, that would have been an opportune time for him to say, you know, yeah, I took it off, and, you know, I'm not any less of a Mandalorian for it, you know, and I've learned this over the, you know, since the last time I saw you, you know, but just my humble opinion. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't need to be a whole Mandalorian episode, you know. It should have been like, you know, oh hey, you know, we got Din Djarin, and now we're gonna, you know, do something else, either like, you know, Fennec and Din go off and find somebody else, and then they go off and find somebody else, you know, kind of like what was said, you know, already, kind of like an army building episode. But it was just basically, you know, Mando freaking doing his thing, and you know, we get to see Finn at the end or whatever. But it's the whole you know, well, weapons are part of my religion, you know. Apparently, he hasn't figured out that line doesn't work, because he ends up putting his freaking shit in a suitcase every time every time he's, oh, weapons are part of my religion. Oh, sorry, sir. Your religion doesn't fly here. Well, okay, I'll just put my stuff in here then, you know.
Wow, I didn't know you did the voices for the droids in these things. So.
Yeah, but
you're good, man. Wow,
well done,
talented.
Yeah, well, you know, I can also imitate Mechanic Lady's, you know, former love interest, you know.
Okay.
Hey, watch your language, man.
Anything else?
Those curse words are a little loud. Watch your language.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of drawing a blank at the moment, so yeah.
Number 1, dislikes.
Well, I think they're trolling us with the furry thing, because you know it's like you know, because yeah, I mean you know, we tease Deej about being the furry bunny, so you know, I think this is Disney's way of trolling.
That is for her.
Oh, hey, real quick.
Getting
real
all
quick.
on this furry train.
Hey, really quick.
Hey,
For
did I get sent to
For Elihu, okay. Camels are a desert creature, and they're covered in fur.
Yep.
No, I'm
So-
talking about something they're actually covered in a heavy cloth as well as fur. And if they were naked fur, yeah, they'd be
Well,
okay.
look at the damn banthas. Look at the banthas.
Okay, that doesn't matter. Number one, continue.
I like that we're talking about fur.
No, yeah, but yeah, I think that's just Disney's way. Who else was furry? Ewoks are fucking furry, right?
Yeah, but they don't live in the desert.
I'm a little furry. What?
But anyway, but you know what I'm getting. You know, cute things are furry, like rabbits and whatnot. But
No, rabbits are tasty.
and I think that's that's just Disney trolling us with the whole furry
Disney, yeah.
comment.
Yep.
But and then I know someone mentioned continuity as far as the ramp and everything, but in a way, you have continuity there where you're calling back to the prequel trilogy, to the Phantom Menace and stuff, and other
Just a visual.
stuff like that. But then you don't have continuity for the main character, for Boba Fett.
What do you mean?
Basically. So yeah, I'm kind of
What do you mean no continuity with Boba Fett?
well, because he hasn't done the damn thing really.
What did he do in the movies? Stood around, fly a ship, stood around. You didn't see any fighting action scenes in the original movies with Boba Fett.
Well, okay.
What? The Empire? He freaking
Yeah.
he did quite a bit of shoot 'em up, bang bang in The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, but number one is talking about fighting, not shooting. He didn't really do any fighting.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about
He fires all of like 5 blaster shots.
Yeah.
A gunfight is still a fight.
Listen, he has the accuracy of a stormtrooper on day 500.
Stormtroopers actually hit the targets.
He
Not
did it
anymore.
on purpose.
Yeah, I know. They actually do hit their targets if you actually watch movies back carefully.
Bounties are no good to him dead. So what? Why the hell would he?
All right.
Actually
Number
shoot
one.
him?
What else?
And then well, I mean, I'm just gonna go with the just the fact that I mean, if you're gonna throw continuity back in my face, then you might as well just have him go down another damn Sarlacc pit. Then really,
He tried to do that last episode.
they tried to have that with him and the ship over the edge type thing. But I don't know. It's just, it's pretty. I mean, I just find it odd that you have an episode that doesn't feature the main character at all. In the episode, except for the part where they put the previously on the Book of Boba Fett. Maybe they count that or something. As it being actually in the episode, but and then you're bringing in all kinds of other franchises, stealing ideas again from Halo and other. Now you're stealing stuff from video games, for crying out loud, with the Rain World and stuff like that. It's like there's no originality to this at all. And don't get me started about the opening scene. To me, that was inside of a regular meat plant. That was like Rocky 3 or something, Rocky 1, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, whatever, where he's inside of a meat plant. I mean, you could tell it was a meat plant. They didn't disguise that at all.
Well, they were cutting up meat in there.
Yeah, but I mean, they, you have the same little plastic guard thing that you walk through and all that mess stuff, that you see inside of a meat plant. So, yeah, the to make it look sci-fi ish, there's besides the ships and I guess what they're wearing and stuff, it doesn't look sci-fi enough.
I think they needed like meats that didn't obviously look like pig.
Yeah.
Like
think
they could have
somebody
had
said
some
that
kind
they
of
were
weird
tauntauns.
critters hanging.
Yeah, they were officially tauntaun meat.
Ah,
Yeah.
Which
It looked like
works
pig.
within the place.
And
Shifty brings up a good point. Halo stole it. Listen, it's sci-fi. It's like a band.
I read
There is
that
no.
book.
There are very few bands. There's no bands left that's going to play something that's brand new. It's just a rehash and redo of something that's been done before.
yeah,
Like for instance, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and look up the three chord song, where they literally go through all these hits that have used the exact same 3 chord progression.
ADD.
I think something like that. I don't know. But
ED.
it's like
Hey Chris, I wanted to ask the panel something after Jason gives his little negative statements.
okay. Anything else though? Number one.
Well, I mean, it's the whole rebuilding the Naboo fighter was kind of like talk about you dragging something out forever, basically. Just about what is this like I think they said the previous shows, this Pimp My Ride Tatooine style or whatever, basically.
Well, it was pre-Empire, so it's not low jacked.
but
All right.
but yeah, then they put a little fancy thing on the hood to make it look like it, like you're doing the whole
Classic muscle car.
and the Furious to the thing.
It's a classic muscle car callback to George Lucas.
Yeah.
Hey,
This is too
that's what
much
they-
of
that's
that
what they
in
were
this
doing.
show.
Mando's about to live his life a quarter parsec at a time, okay?
Yeah. I guess. But yeah. I mean, yeah, there's so much wrong with this. I mean, you could write a book. But yeah, like I said last week, I'm basically done with it. I don't care.
Okay. Jason, dislikes.
Well, I mean, pretty much what everybody said. I meant, him not being in the whole episode was pretty much the main dislike. I mean, it's hard to judge it because this is not even like it's like watching the Flash and instead we got Stargirl episode. I mean, it's kind of hard to judge it on Boba Fett because it has nothing to do with Boba Fett except for at the very, 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 very end where it says, "Oh, Bubba needs your help." I mean, if we're going to count 30 seconds or less, it's hard to really judge an episode on that. I mean, everybody said, there's the Halo. You could tell that like some Halo references, and and then like was it Shellback or said about the meat shop, and I mean, there's little things here and there, but I mean, I liked it as I like the episode. Like I said, I like it. Was like to me, it was a preview of the upcoming Mandalorian season 3. But just the thought that they totally screwed the series is what the main dislike, because we know we're going to get a Rancor Seabiscuit episode where he's going to be running in on top of the Rancor in the canyon or something. So more likely that'll be 30 minutes of that. So, that's a whole episode gone there. So I'm just worried that, we get that final episode and it's going to be like, he's going to take out the Pikes like he did those bikers in the desert. I just don't want to see that quick of a war. I mean, I want a little bit more, more meat, more action to it, and more story to it. So it just feels like we're going to rush it. We're sort of like Rise of Skywalker, where we're just rushing and squishing everything together and just just trying to make something up. So, I mean, that's the only thing I really would dislike. Like I said,
Like about the.
All right. Anything else? No.
That's it. All
right. Well, for me, Boba not being in it is an issue. Again, this is kind of feels like the same problem that the bike chase had. Not understanding. Wipes and dissolves have been used in Star Wars by George Lucas forever, where we have 5 different things going on in 5 different parts of the universe. And what does he do? Zoom. We're on Tatooine. Now we're with the Empire looking for this. Now we're with this. Now we're with this. That's all you got to do. What you do is you have the Mandalorian come into town, get off on the transports. You show the guy who found out that the Pikes were coming onto the planet. You have him still checking the transports to make sure who are more people coming in or more Pikes coming. And you have him, hey, dude, Boba, I haven't seen any more Pikes, but man, there's this guy and he's got like similar armor to you. And I don't know what's going on, but you might want to check this out. Then he says, no, I know what's going on, or I think I know who it is, and sends Fennec after him. Now, at least it brings him into it. He finds out. You give him a reason why he sends Fennec. And the whole mechanic scene, it's a little long, a little too much. The Jawa stuff is pointless to me.
She's got Jawa fever. Jawa fever.
But there's a lot of stuff. Just
focused. It's not focused, right? Like it's not focusing on what the
but
plot
that's,
is.
well, it's not understanding what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can't put a Mandalorian episode in the middle of the Book of Boba Fett. What's going on, Sherry? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I mean, you can, but you still have to have a Boba Fett in it. Listen, I mean, how many times did we get on the Mandalorian for literally cutting Grogu out when that was the whole point? It's like he was putting Grogu down every 5 seconds, but he was always worried about Grogu.
Well, I mean, you can have a book about somebody and them not be in every single chapter. But at the same time,
he still needs to be in there.
At the same time, if it's only 7 chapters, then yeah.
I mean, even if it's like he comes back and he goes to the hologram thing and he sends a message to Boba Fett. Hey, I'm on Tatooine. Huh?
The real problem, they are not staying on target.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm not worried about the Naboo fighter. I have a feeling that's a plot device because they're going to need it against the Pikes. Fast ship, blow up a lot of stuff all at one time. Makes sense. But would that part of it need to be moved? Like maybe the Mandalorian runs into the Pikes and then he runs into Fennec Shand and said, well, what are you doing here? Oh, I was here to get my ship and I had to fix this one up. And and then why are you following these people? And she could explain something, but yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of issues. We'll start with Jason this time. Jason, over our final thoughts, predictions, and grade. Go ahead.
Well, as an episode, not a Boba Fett episode. I'm just a Star Wars episode. I would give it an A minus. It was a really good episode, even though it had nothing to do with Boba Fett. If I have to grade it as a Boba Fett episode, it would be an F, because pretty much it was like, it's like doing a test paper without signing your name. So he failed. But as an episode, as a Star Wars episode, it was an A minus. Predictions. Well, we know we're going to see, like I said, we're going to see a Rancor training session where he's going to be running around the canyon or something, riding this thing. So that we know that's coming. More likely, I'm afraid we're going to see Mando go find Grogu, and he's going to bring him back, and he's and that's what I'm afraid also that I hope we don't. Grogu comes back and he tries to choke all the pikes out, and that's how we have some episode either, the finish. So I know that, and we've heard rumors of Chewie and possibly Han Solo and maybe Ben. So like I said, I'm hoping that last episode is a real long episode, because if we get a 40-minute episode, I think we're going to be in a disappointment unless it carries over into the Mandalorian season 3, like it's sort of like a carryover episode, and whatever happens here it finishes, it continues on in Mando 3. A little worried at this moment, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. Number 1, final thoughts, predictions. Great.
Yeah, for a Book of Boba Fett episode, yeah. You have to give it an F because he wasn't even in it. So, but yeah, if you want to grade it as a Mandalorian episode, probably like a C or so. Predictions. I don't see an ending to this either. I think it's going to be open-ended for the ending. And yeah, we'll probably, that way they can either continue it in Mandalorian or season 2 of the Book of Boba Fett. I don't know. Or in Ahsoka or wherever. I guess they want to continue that. But yeah, I think they are going to have a lot of fan service in these next 2 episodes, especially if they bring all the characters that are supposed to be bringing in. So we'll see if that makes it, I guess, a difference or not, pretty much.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
All right. Go ahead, Shel.
Well, I don't know. This might kind of tie into like dislikes or whatever, but all the Disney Star Wars fans that yelled at us, telling us that Star Wars is for kids. We just watched an episode of a Disney Star Wars show where somebody gets cut in half and beheaded, and yeah, so like dismemberment, and it's for kids. Okay, cool.
Kids these days.
Yeah. But like I said,
Don't forget that it's furry.
Had a couple of good action scenes and whatnot. So, but it should have been like the building, building a wise guy crew or whatever, building a posse episode, instead of just like a full-on Mandalorian episode, like it was. But I don't know. I'll give it a C-ish. C minus. I don't know.
Something in the C-ish region.
Yeah, yeah. And,
Well,
yeah.
Well, don't forget it was pretty furry as well.
Yeah. I mean,
Fuzzy C.
like I said, as a gentleman with his own fair share of fur, I'm not gonna shame the Jawas for being, I guess possibly hairy.
I don't mind a man with some hair.
Yeah.
I mean, not a
You done,
Jawa.
Shaw? You done, Shaw?
I don't know. How bad are you chomping at the bit? Because if you're really wanting to say something, Elihu, I can just kind of like drag this out a little bit more, and maybe do a little Jawa, flirting, with Dandelion. Be like,
Woohoo!
Where's that sound like that button?
Dear God.
Oh,
Okay,
all
go.
Anything?
yeah, no, Jawa
Nothing
lives matter.
else?
No.
Sure. Harry Jawa's lives matters is more what you mean. Elihu, go ahead. Final thoughts, predictions. Great.
as this episode of Boba Fett, I have to give it a C minus because it had nothing to do with Boba Fett. Just that's the story long by 1%. My predictions for this series right here, since we're on episode 5, we've got 2 left. I would not count in the Kylo appearance because the timeline would be totally wrong. Luke is still a young guy, not an old man, not old enough for his kid, for Leia to have any kids yet, because they're both still young. They'll get the twins. So, and hey, what's my Wackabot, by the way?
I'll get it.
Okay, thank you. I am not looking forward to a Rancor training montage. Enough of the montages. Just get, it's like, yeah, I learned to ride this. Okay, that's it. Fine. When we was watching the Mando episode, I expect to see the next Rancor with him riding the Rancor in the street on the way to see the Pikes. That would be a terrifying sight. Everybody in Tatooine knows what a Rancor is. Everybody's scared of them. You see Boba Fett riding one down the street, that's going to cause some fear. That's going to cause some hesitation. And the Pike's going to look at this guy like, oh shit, what the hell is we getting into? You got somebody riding a Rancor in the middle of the street. Now that would get some attention. That would get some respect. That's what Boba's trying to get. It's like, hey, I'm not an asshole. I just want some respect. It's like, this is who I am. He's not forcing anything upon anybody. If you guys actually realize this, it's like, okay, this is who I am. Okay, fine. How do I make a deal to get you on my side? Like he did with the bikers, like the Moskva, like he did with the Wookiee. How did he get them on their side? This is this kind of guy he is. I just hope that the last episode does not have any huge cameos. It just kind of quietly goes into the next chapter, next episode, next chapter. Because I personally am tired of these special cameos for next episode, next series thing. I mean, we had it with Ahsoka. We had it with Boba. Come on, guys. Enough is enough already.
All right.
But it was a good episode.
Headline.
I will give it a C. General C for, enjoyable, but yeah, didn't really move the plot forward as much as I'd hoped. I was kind of hoping that they'd just have Boba and what's her name?
Fennec Shand.
Fennec Shand, that's right. Just sort of show up like earlier in the episode rather than doing a whole bunch of plot stuff with Mando. Like he could have just been on a job, but what he's doing could have been less important at this point. It could have just been him. They run into him, they recruit him, as opposed to, because I mean, there's no need. I mean, do we need to bring Grogu back into it right away? Like, I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm hoping they don't do a training session with the Rancor, that it just jumps straight to him riding the Rancor, because that'd be way cooler for all of us. No more of this like montage stuff. I'm excited to see what other mercenaries they recruit. Could be fun. Some characters maybe that we've encountered before, and hopefully that don't get an entire episode to themselves before we encounter them. I don't see this show winding up. Like, I don't see this war that they're starting with the Pikes like ending in the next 2 episodes. Like, it's got to carry over. They're just taking it way too slow to like. The plot of the season just doesn't seem to be moving, unless it winds up being like a thing where like the Hutts are like, well, we give up, we're just gonna leave, bye, right? And like there really wasn't anything to it. Like, does all it takes is him riding down the street in a Rancor and the Pikes all turn around and run in fear? Probably not, but I don't know. I just don't see them winding it up like that quickly. I'd like them to wind it up because it's not particularly interesting. I'd rather sort of see them all go off and do something more exciting, like, go to Mandalore or something like that and try to find the living waters beneath the mines or something funky like that. I don't know. I think there's more interesting things they could be doing than, having a crime war. For me, anyway. I'm not really into like crime war, Godfather-y, mafia stuff, so.
Well, it hasn't been anything like that, really. So.
No, it has not.
Well, one part has when he was on
They
the
keep
table.
claiming that it's going to be, but it doesn't seem to be.
Well, if he goes up against a Pike, it's going to be a trade war, not anything else.
Well, yeah, right.
The only mafia scene was the the table scene where they had the heads of the families, the gangs around. That's the only gangster scene that was there so far in the episodes.
Yep.
I know it was you, Greedo. I know it was you.
Kiss him on the cheek.
Well, if they had named the Jawa like Nick Furry, then I would have been okay with it.
I would have been okay if they burst into
Hey,
song.
is that tentacle coming out, Chris?
Done like a Grease Lightning kind of song.
The 3 people.
Yeah, I gotta avoid those.
Who were mentioning furry. We do not talk about furries on this show.
We don't talk about Bruno. No.
Stranded at the spaceport.
Branded.
That's so awesome. I love that so much.
Yeah, I think Guy Scar, you was gonna say something, Guy Scar, right?
Anything else?
No, I think that does it for me. There could be more fur.
What will they
Brooks,
say
right?
Monday at the cantina?
Hey, Guy Scar, how are you doing?
Yeah, Guy Scar. Yeah, final thoughts, predictions. Yeah, and grade.
Do you have to respond?
Final
like that,
thoughts, prediction. I predict that the next 2 episodes are going to be up in the air because one thing this show has showed that it's inconsistent. And as for the episode itself, I would have to give it a C+. I'm rating it as for the series, an episode of the regular series, a C+. The fact that we didn't get Boba or any context about Boba, besides Mando doing his whole Mandalorian thing. This episode was all about Mando. Had nothing to do with Boba Fett. So, for that reason, as for the series, it's a C+. Predictions, we're gonna get to see Han, and we might get to see Kira. That's what I predict.
Okay. I give it a B+. Why?
Because you're a bitch.
Because this is what.
Sorry.
I think Shifty Gizzard wants to fall back in there too.
Oh my god, that's
Man,
so
Geisler.
awesome. I love
Geisler.
that. I love that, Shifty. That's great. Shower loving, had me a blast.
Jesus
So
Christ, you
alive.
people.
Wait, what do you mean, you people?
You Canadians, eh?
Jawa.
Okay, so I
Nice.
give it a B plus because here's the deal. If this is what they gave us, then if they had given us a Book of Boba Fett like episode, I think it would have been a lot worse. And like I said, I at least credited them for kind of knocking out some of that exposition in this for season 3, set him on his path already. I think the biggest problem this show has is that it's the same thing as all the other shows in Marvel or Disney. That first season, it's kind of clunky. The second season, it seems like they get it a little more in gear. And we'll see with The Mandalorian. Maybe they figured it out. Maybe they're trying to figure it out. And I don't understand why they can't seem to put it into anything else. The things that Mandalorian figured out in season 2 and kind of did better with in season 2, they obviously didn't transfer that over to all the other stuff they've done. So
Now that you said that, do you think they're doing it on purpose in order to downsize a Lucas creation versus a Kathleen Kennedy creation?
what's the point? It only hurts
Yeah, I
them.
don't think so.
Lucas
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
care anymore.
But Boba Fett should have been as ruthless as the Mandalorian's ruthless, right? That's what people are saying.
And he has, but that's the thing. It's like when you bring a character over and put him in the other character's show, all of a sudden they become. We said it about Mando. It's like, why is it Boba Fett's kicking so much ass and Mando's sitting around there like just like,
Yeah.
ooh, what do we
Good
do? But
Good point.
they had this problem with making their star their star. Grogu was the main star of the Mandalorian. Bo-Katan was a bigger star than Mandalorian. Luke Skywalker was in it for all of like 2 minutes, and that was more things. More people are going to go watch the Mandalorian season 2, and that one part, and only that one part, than they will go back and watch any other part of the Mandalorian. They have a problem making their star the star. It's not a problem to have another person. It's not a problem bringing Mandalorian in, but this is not the Mandalorian. This is the Book of Boba Fett. But with that said, right now I give it a B plus. Now I reserve the right that when season 3 of the Mandalorian starts and then they don't use any of this exposition and it's still clunky and they start telling all this stuff that he told in this episode again, then I'll drop it down. Now if they use this to catapult season 3, make it a little faster, paced better, then I'll say, listen, this made sense. Because it also introduces him back to now a different series, which is the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, I have one more prediction.
So, okay.
Grogu will be riding the Rancor.
No, I mean,
be shit out by the Rancor.
I know everybody's really hoping for the
No one's
whole.
going to be riding the Fury.
Everybody's going to hope for that scene like this. Where they're getting the Rancor all, saddled up for battle and training it.
Cut the music in. It sounds like a cheap porn movie.
And Chris is like,
You know what that is?
You like it?
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Is that Jawa porn?
No.
How furry are you, Chris?
That is Rocky IV training montage. That's what that is.
Chris, did you hear what she asked you? How furry are you?
You don't need to know. Thank you.
That's awful. That's off stream. Okay.
Hey, he's the only person on camera. Come on now.
My hair's not a comb. That's why I'm not on the camera.
Yeah, well, my
I
hair is
have
like a
some
giant
hair
ball
right
of
here.
fur, so.
Okay. See, I have a lot. I
Please
have a lot
don't
more
encourage
hair.
him. Don't encourage
I have
him.
a lot
you
more
doing?
hair. I have a lot more hair.
He
Oh,
obviously
fine. We'll
likes
just
the
take our
furry
shirts
man.
off. No.
Never. Oh, sorry.
Anyways, B plus. It worked for what they were trying to do. I just think that they need to. they put themselves against a corner, which is the theme for all Marvel and Star Wars stuff on those last 2 episodes. It's like, wait, oh shit, we only got 2 left. Oh fuck, I guess we got to start telling the story now.
Hopefully they'll think that.
Well,
I have like, I mean, honestly, it sounds like they're gonna throw away next week's episode too. Like, what the fuck, man?
I hope not. What makes no sense though is like the worst of it all was when they did WandaVision. WandaVision, the episode before the finale was really good, and then they got to the finale and they're like, "Nah, we'll cut this out, cut that out." Cut this
off
out.
the edges.
Anyways, are you happy with yourself, Dandelion?
Yes, Jack's Law. I am thrilled with myself.
She is. I guarantee you she is. All right, let's go
You guys-
around one more time.
you guys
Talk about
realize
your
that-
channels.
Sorry, you guys realize that the Mandalorian is not the first show to have a guest star or have an episode where they're not featured the main character? It's not the first time this show's ever happened. It's ever happened. It happened on Arrow. It happened on.
I know.
But
It
those
happened
those seasons have
But
like
it's how
20 episodes
20,
in a
30
season,
episodes.
not
It happened on
7
TNG.
episodes.
It happened on TNG. It happened a lot of
7
but-
episodes should pretty much stick pretty clearly with a consistent plot that's got like an end goal in sight. Like if the idea of this is to have this pipe war, they need to like work towards that pipe war happening or initiating or something, right? Like if the whole idea is like Boba Fett is becoming like a powerful leader, then the show should be about Boba Fett as becoming a powerful leader, not necessarily, you know, kick everyone's ass fighter. But it's just so
All right.
unfocused.
Let's go around one more time, talk about your channels and what you got coming up. We'll start down there with Jason Lee Tucker. Jason, start and tell everybody about yourself, please.
What's going on? Jason Lee Tucker Statements channel. Every Friday night after 11 o'clock, me and Austin Air have a show, the Late Night Snack. We talk about pop culture, what's going on, Mando, Peacemaker, movies, whatever's going on, and then some good old wrestling also. Sunday night here at 9 o'clock here on Khaos Central, the Boba Fett Roundtable. 8 o'clock on Wednesday on Gaskar's channel, at the Hangout. I've got Danny and Chris and a lot of other great YouTubers on there every week. We talk about Boba Fett and what's going on with Spider-Man and different comic book characters. Also got some new shows coming up the next few weeks, so check them out, guys. Appreciate it, Chris. Let me come on tonight.
Well, thank you for being here as usual. Number one, tell everybody about yourself. And by the way, you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling
Great. Glad to hear it.
it's starting to get there, you know.
All right, tell everybody about your channel and what you do.
All right, number one, I might as well just make. I'll probably do a Nick Fury stream, you know, eventually on it. Yeah, that should bring down my channel even more, basically, to this level, this show, basically, at least.
You just lost 15 subscribers now.
Damn it.
All right. Jesus. Dandelion,
Oh, is it my turn?
no. You're gonna end up as the next captive.
I don't think so.
Oh, I do.
You can't get me across the border, dude.
It's kind of hard
I
to
don't
get
need to
started
worry
in the
about it.
first place.
I
We'll
am
do what
safe
the
and
we'll
I am
do what
as
other
slippery as this otter I
ethnicities
represent.
do. We'll do what other ethnicities do, and we'll dig a tunnel.
No, they
They'll
always
never
catch the
know.
tunnels. They always
No.
find the tunnels.
No, not this one.
Besides,
I'll have my captives start digging the tunnel from.
I'm going to be as slippery
below
as this
the
otter.
pool.
You never catch me.
That's what you think.
Mhm.
Anyways,
It is.
Shell, tell everybody about yourself.
Well, actually, I'd like to say, say goodbye, Dad. Oh, which is Java for I've got chills. They're multiplying.
Are you losing control?
21 minutes of bullshit. 21 minutes of hairy Java bullshit.
This is the
All right, Elihu, go ahead.
on this show today.
Elihu, go
I
ahead.
am Elihu, and I am the science guy. I have a show with astrophysics, astronomy, where you have to look at the sky and go, what the hell is that? You know, ask yourself, what's up with the universe? Every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. Sometimes I even put out a little parody video. I'm also on Twitter at like hoo. Sometimes I tweet, sometimes I retweet. It's a lottery. Come check me out. Thanks for having me on, Chris.
Not a problem. Dandelion.
I am Dandelion Fluff. I don't have a channel, so, you know, I can't lose subscribers. But I do highly recommend you subscribe to all these other delightful people on the panel because they have awesome content that you will greatly enjoy. Guyskar?
Okay. Guyskar.
Yep. The Basco Scenario, check me out there every Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Like like Jason said. Chris is on there sometimes, as well as Danny from Comic Chat. Also, my new show, Hold Up Wait, that I aired yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah. Which is more political and, whatever comes to mind, but usually more political and more serious topics.
Okay. Very good. Well, I'm Chris Knight, The Real Review 3000 is my channel, ADHD for YouTube, basically gaming streams, discussion streams, interviews, movie talk, all sorts of stuff. Check it out. Check everybody else out here. And next week, no talk about hairy Jawas or where the hair is at.
Well,
Mind you, I could be moving next week.
unless he mentions it again in the episode, then I will.
Yep, absolutely. It's the most important part now. That and jazz hands.
You know what? You know what the next thing is a children's book. Disney's going to put a children's book called The Hairiest Jawa.
What if one of the Jawas' names is Harry?
Harry the Hairy Jawa.
Yeah, like Hari. Harry.
You're very
Wow.
fuzzy.
Guys, everybody who
wasn't fuzzy.
Everybody who watched today, thank you very much. Sherry, Hakimi, Jax Law, Shifty Gizm. I saw Resolute German there. Who else do we have? Let's go here. LDG stopped by for a second. Thank you, LDG. I Love Food.
Hakeem.
Jericho Phil. George Lucas showed up. How about that? In fact, George Lucas said too much sand on Tatooine. It's coarse and it gets everywhere. That's right. But everybody who showed up, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate all of you guys doing that for me. Drop shop. And if you're watching this afterwards, make sure, again, check out everybody else, sub to everybody else, and I greatly appreciate it. But that's it for our show tonight.
Don't sub to me.
Did we beat panel 1 again?
I don't know. I'll have to
Probably
find out
did.
later. Peace, guys.
Later, people. Later, weirdos.